Hello, this is Mr. Sullivan, and today we're going to look at Factoring 101, the distributive property. How does the distributive property work? Have you ever noticed how prices always end with 99 cents? You go to the grocery store and you see prices such as $2.99, $4.99, $6.99, and so on. Recently, a really fancy tomato sauce that usually costs $7.99 was on sale for $4.99. I decided to buy 5 jars. I used the distributive property to calculate the price in my head. Here are the calculations I did in my head. I imagined first that these 5 jars cost $5 each, which would be an easy calculation. But they don't cost $5. They cost $5 minus 1 cent, in other words, $4.99. So 5 times 5 would give me $25. So I just multiplied 5 times $5. But now for each jar I have to take away 1 cent. So 5 times 1 cent would give me 5 cents. So I subtract 5 cents. $25 minus 5 cents is $24.95. Easy way to do that. And all I did was distribute the 5 to the $5 and to the 1 cent. This is a cool property of numbers. I can also use it to multiply 2-digit numbers without the annoyance of carrying. I always hated that. So what I do is I think about the number 34 as 30 plus 4. And I think about the number 53 as 50 plus 3. Now I use the distributive property. Here I have to make sure I distribute the 30 to both of these numbers and distribute the 4 to both of these numbers. 30 times 50, I think about 15 with 2 zeros added on. 30 times 3, 3 times 3 is 9, with 1 more 0 would be 90. 4 times 5 is 20, with a 0 on the end. So 4 times 50 is 200. And 4 times 3 is 12. You can try to do this in your head. I think about 1500 plus 90 would be 1590. 1590 plus 200 would be 1790. Plus 12 would be 1802. And you can check your answer by going back to the original problem, which was 34 times 53. And I'm correct. The distributive property works. So here I use it a little bit differently. I think about 37 as 40 minus 3. And 48 as 50 minus 2. I distribute. 40 times 50 would be 20 with 2 more zeros. That's 2,000. 40 times negative 2 will be negative 80, so minus 80. Negative 3 times 50 would be minus 150. And negative times a negative would give me a positive 6. 2,000 minus 80 would give me 1920. 1920 minus 150. Well, at first I think about 1920 minus 100 would be 1820. Minus 50 would give me 1770. And then I just add 6 and I get 1776. Let's check. The original problem was 37 times 48. And there we go, 1776. So here's how it works in algebra. I just have to make sure I distribute the x to both of these numbers, and I distribute the 3 to both of these numbers. X times x gives me x squared. X times 5 gives me 5x. So I've distributed the x. Now I distribute the 3. 3 times x is 3x. And 3 times 5 is 15. Now I can combine these two numbers together, and I get x squared plus 15x. Sorry, plus 8x. I apologize, we're adding them now. When you combine these terms, you're going to add them together. Plus 15. Sometimes you have a positive and a negative. X times x, x times negative 3. X squared minus 3x. 7 times x is plus 7x. And a negative times a positive will give you negative 21. I combine these middle terms. You can use your calculator. You can put negative 3 plus 7 would give you a positive 4. So your final answer would be x squared plus 4x minus 21. I have two negatives here. So x squared minus 6x minus 4x. And now a negative times a negative is a positive 24. Combine the middle terms. X squared negative 6 minus 4 would give you negative 10 plus 24. And the last problem, just this one has coefficients in front of the x. 2x times 3x would be 6x squared. 2x times negative 4 would be minus 8x. 5 times 3 is 15, so it's plus 15x. And 5 times 4 is 20, but a positive times a negative would be a minus 20. Negative 8 plus 15 would give me a positive 7. Final answer would be 6x squared plus 7x minus 20. There is a distributive property. Good luck. Try it on your own. Thanks.